Hello, my name's Anne-Marie Minna and we're here today at the Australian Energy Storage Conference and Exhibition. I'm here with Toby Price from Carnegie Clean Energy. Toby, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
What do you think is the next step for microgrids in Australia?
Well, I think microgrids are a really interesting precursor to technology. So what they represent is an opportunity for essentially standalone power systems, so combinations of or hybridization of technologies, so solar, batteries, wind, to occupy a space behind the meter as interconnected to a grid and capable of islanding to harness financial cases which don't exist for pure standalone systems. So we're not at a position now where we can just install solar and batteries behind the meter and completely disconnect from the network and achieve a lower price than the grid. So what microgrids allow us to do is leverage other financial cases. So that might be improving grid reliability. So in occasions when the grid goes out, we're able to support the load and achieve greater economies for whatever activities are happening behind the meter. Or we might be able to avoid headworks costs, so the cost of interconnection for new sites, so residential developments or commercial developments. And then finally, where there are constraints, where there's not available power from the grid, we can add to the capability of the users to consume power. So it's a really exciting technology, and I think it's going to be, in advance of full standalone systems, very key.
And what are your growth plans for Energy Made Clean and its projects in remote and fringe off-grid communities? Where do you see the biggest opportunities?
So EMC traditionally, we're a West Australian company. We're now part of Carnegie Clean Energy, so we're an ASX listed company. And what we're really seeking to do is look at national growth and economic sustainability. That's our objective, and we're doing that through partnerships. So we have a really strong relationship with Lend Lease Services. We have a 50-50 joint venture which allows us access to a myriad of users and consumers across the country, and I think that's really key. And I think that we're seeking to build on our experience and our demonstrated capability, particularly around standalone power systems, which we've got a really strong track record of. In the fringe of grid, where we've been replacing long skinny feeders at the edge of grid with standalone power systems, we've had some really successful trials with our utilities in Western Australia, and that's now growing in scale. So the current procurement process which Western Power are running, for example, is for 60 units. So these systems are getting larger and larger and larger, and what we're really seeking to do is win more of them and deliver them across Australia.
And how widespread do you think wave technology will be in the future, and what considerations need to be made to ensure its continued uptake?
So waves are a fantastic resource, right? So they're very globally consistent. They're available everywhere, and they have the capability to provide a very consistent output. Now, the challenge that we have is no one has got a technology yet which is economically viable in grid-connected applications. So the levelized cost of energy for these systems isn't there yet. What Carnegie has is a global leading position in our technology. So CETO technology is the only technology in the wave space which has demonstrated operation through a full season, all 4 seasons of the year. So we've been able to show all of the different sea states and demonstrate consistent power output through all of them. So we're really cementing our position at the front of that industry, and what we're now looking at is increasing the scale, which will drive down the cost of energy that we produce. So that's where our opportunity lies.
Fantastic. Thank you, Toby. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much, Anne-Marie.